Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
We live?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
live.
We live.
Yeah, we
live.
got Tobias. What's your last name? Tobias.
Tobias
Hey.
Truvillion.
Tobias Truvillion.
Yes.
The one and
Yes.
only.
The one and only.
Yes.
You was in Empire, right? Correct.
I was on a couple of seasons of Empire.
How did that get into to play?
Well, you know, there was some writers on there that knew my work.
Yeah.
You know, I've been doing this for some time,
Years.
from the theater, you know, from the soap operas, from the music videos,
Yeah.
television shows, Brooklyn's Finest, Hitch,
Yeah.
Damn.
you know, Paid in Full,
Yeah.
Person of Interest, Blacklist.
So
Yeah,
how's
we
it
see
like,
that, yeah.
What's the difference between like soap opera and like regular TV? Like,
Well, you know, in the daytime world, they get paid like a tenth of what prime time would actually get
Okay.
for the starters.
Okay.
That's the- yeah.
The pace of daytime is really fast. It's like, you know, an intensive TV, you know, TV technique, you know, intensive.
Yeah.
You know, and you're getting paid, but because the story's always changing, you only get a couple takes of, you know, at the dialogue, and
Yeah.
you get a lot of dialogue
Yeah.
all the time. So you learn how to digest a lot of dialogue, and then you have to be
Spit
able
it
to
out real fast,
work on
yeah.
it and move.
Which form of film would you rather like prefer? Like, would you rather movies, daytime, prime time?
I mean, prime time, baby.
Hey, like,
baby.
you already know what
Talk.
it is.
So-
Get that
so-
shit, the
so-
check, the
But I
check.
love the
That's
theater,
it.
you know,
Okay.
and you know, film is always good, you know, a good chance to kind of stretch out a little bit,
Yeah.
you know.
would you branch out into animation?
Yeah, I've done some animation. I'm the voice in the Grand Theft Auto.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, when you go into the ammunition shop and he says like, "Welcome to ammunition."
That's
great.
Say it one more time. Say it one
It's
more
like,
time.
"Welcome to ammunition," something like that. That's
When you
me.
did that shit.
They did like it's called motion cap. They put they put you in a bodysuit with all these different senses and stuff.
Oh, that's dope.
And they put you in like a green screen type of studio.
Yeah.
And they record your movement.
Okay.
You know?
That's
This was the
hard.
most recent GTA.
Huh?
This is the most
Yeah,
recent.
what, 5?
Five,
Is it
yeah,
5?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm in
Okay.
there.
Oh,
I'm
that's
in
lit,
the
that's lit.
ammunition shop.
All right, won't hold you up too long, but the other question
But
we
my
had.
wife does a lot of voiceovers. She's a voiceovers on Boondocks.
Oh,
She
word.
does,
What's your wife's name?
She does Michele.
Michele?
Well, Michele Morgan was her, but Michele
Okay,
Truvillion now.
okay, so
She's
yeah.
done Static Shock. Remember Static
Yeah,
Shock?
we remember
Yeah,
Static.
she was the sister. Yeah, she did.
She did the PJs too, right?
Huh?
The PJs.
The PJs. She
Yeah.
was
Okay.
Juicy on the
Oh,
PJs.
that's
see?
wild.
Yeah, so sometimes even you have a female voice. We do young boys' voices sometimes.
Yeah.
So she was the Juicy. You remember Juicy, the
Yeah,
fat one? That's
yeah.
her.
Is it easier to just do that? Like, cause you don't have anybody, you just a mic,
Oh
you
no,
and a
it's
mic,
not
so.
easy at all because you're using your voice to
Yeah.
act. So you gotta color it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and put everything into,
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any advice for anyone that's following that actor's field? Because I'm personally trying to get into the field myself.
we got a few
Hey
people we
man,
know,
I don't
too,
love
you
to
yeah.
know
know,
where to start.
respect the craft. You know, you gotta have your faith. You know, the faith is important, man. Anything you want to do, you gotta know. You know, you gotta stand on your own too, and be able to have your faith and take leaps of faith.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
gonna be times in your life as a young man, or as a you know, whatever career choice you take, where you're gonna have to get out of your comfort zone and take a leap of faith. And I promise you, if you do so, you know, you will land on your feet. You know,
Yeah.
you know, things will turn out good for you. It may be a little uncomfortable, but that's
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
the magic is, and that's where, you know, you're able to really push the envelope and you know, get your creative juices flowing and
Wow, I feel
moving.
you.
Okay.
You know,
I-
even, you know, playing a character on Empire like that, you know,
Yeah.
it was
That's
you
what
know,
we
I
was
was
trying-
fearful about
yeah.
doing something like that because, you know, I never have been, you know, I wasn't sure how people would receive this character, so I had to make sure that, you know, boiling it down, when you break down the character, that it was always around love, surrounded
Yeah.
around love, or, you know, it's basic human need. And, you know, that's the kind of work you want to do that, you know,
Yeah.
scares the hell out of you.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to ask. Like, you know, how is it? You know, 'cause you're straight male, you're playing a homosexual character.
Yeah, I
how is
mean,
it just
you
being
know,
in that shoot? You know,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was my faith. I was able to, you know, I don't know why God chose me at this time
Yeah.
to do that, but
Prime
you know,
time,
when the
baby.
#1 show called, you better be ready, baby. So I was
Yeah.
ready, and that's why they brought me out there. And you know, there's so many fans and so many people that come up to me talking about, you know, thank you for the work that you did. So I'm glad that I was able to help people along the way.
Yeah.
And that shows
Be in that
range as
position.
an actor too. You don't want to be in one hole as an actor. You want to show you can do multiple things, right?
Yeah,
Which has
You wanna
been
have the
pretty
opportunity
much
to
what
be-
you've been doing your whole career,
All right,
showing
which
diversity.
level do you want to reach? Denzel or
There's a lot of great guys
there's a
out
lot of
there.
great. That's why I can't even narrow
wanna
it.
get to
honestly,
Denzel,
bro.
you
Can't
know
narrow it
Yeah.
down. You can't narrow it
Hey
down.
man,
All right.
be
narrow
able to do pictures of command audience and be able to give back and pay it forward at the same time. And
Yeah.
the way Denzel does it, that would be a wonderful career and wonderful. You know, those some big shoes to step into. But I look at the people that come before us, like Harry Belafonte's and your Sidney
Yeah.
Poitiers and Marlon
Sidney, that's my
Brando's,
boy.
and the way they did, you know, the humanitarian stuff
Yeah.
outside of the entertainment and use their platforms in certain ways to really push the culture and, you know, support the people.
Yeah.
That's where, you know, the real challenge comes and the real obstacles of, you know, being an adult and a grown man and is, you know, living it out,
Yeah.
you know, for all of us
Yeah.
to achieve. So those are the things that I strive for, and those are some of the benchmarks and people that I look up to, you know, doing big things. So it's like we got a lot of work to do.
No, we got a lot of work to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. We're not gonna keep you too much longer.
Yeah, we about to get this softball.
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah,
softball
yeah,
game
Bob,
started.
I wish I was out
You-
there with
Y'all
you.
expecting
They
to
out
win? Y'all expecting to win today?
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Kill it.
We're gonna have some good, you know, it's good times, and we're gonna get out there and have fun. So
Appreciate you stopping by,
expecting
man.
that W though.
Yeah,
Man.
bet.
Appreciate
Nice
you
talking to
coming
you,
on
bro.
for real, man.
Thank you.
That was love.
Are you listening?
How y'all doing?
We good. How are you?
Good.
You
Y'all
good today?
playing?
No, we not playing.
No, y'all just podcasting.
we just
it?
podcasting
We
it up.
podcasting.
Yeah, we
it.
live too,
Podcasting
baby.
it
We
up.
Oh, we're
live.
live. Okay.
Yeah, we.
So introduce the guest.
My name is Michele Morgan Truvillion. I'm married to Tobias Truvillion.
Yeah.
But I got my own.
got
You
your
got
own
your
show.
own. That's
You
what we
gotta
was
go
we
watch
was
that
we were
film.
supposed to get you first, and we got him, and he's like, "Yeah, my wife does." We're like, "Wait, who's your wife?" He's like, "Michele." We're like, "Okay, okay."
Yeah.
So
He
tell us a
just-
little bit about your animation
Oh,
voiceover.
he told y'all about my cartoon.
Yeah, he told you
So
about
we
the
knew already.
PJs.
We knew already.
Yeah.
I
Y'all
knew-
know?
I knew about the
Yeah, we're
PJs.
supposed to get you
Okay.
first.
Oh, okay.
You should have did the research to who you're married to. We did.
A lot of cartoon voices I did for Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I did stuff on the Justice League and
Static
Static Shock.
Yeah.
Y'all watch that?
Of
Y'all
course.
Yeah, y'all
We
watch
used to
it.
call him Static Shot.
The guy with the dress.
With the
Yeah.
dreads, yeah, we used to call
Y'all
him
did?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
called him
yeah.
Static Shot.
Yeah, he looked like a He did with the
little
board
board,
and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, the garbage
Right,
can
yeah, I
lid,
played
yeah.
the sister, Static Shock's sister,
Yeah.
Sharon,
Okay.
on there, and now I'm hearing from Reggie Hudlin and some of the other directors that they're getting ready to bring it back.
For real?
Really?
Is it the live?
Again, this is gonna be the live
Yeah, yeah.
version of it.
Oh, that's nice.
So I put in my bid to play. I can't play myself
Yeah.
live.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
So I could play the mother of Sharon now.
Oh,
I was
nice.
telling him
Right.
about that. I told him to go try out for it. You look just like him.
Yeah, he does
He
acting
does,
too.
he
Yeah,
does,
yeah.
too.
Honestly, how did you get into the animation?
Actually, it's kind of by accident. Like,
Oh, wow.
I was living in California, and my agent sent me out when Disney was Eddie Murphy was just getting ready to do the PJs.
Okay.
And my agent sent me out for the audition for some of the lady parts on there.
Yeah.
But I couldn't relate to any of the lady parts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could only relate to the boys because I have 8 brothers and I have a lot of nephews. And one of my nephews was fat.
Yeah.
And he used to always talk like this and go,
Oh, that's crazy.
Where we gonna go to see that movie?
Sound just like him.
And that's how
Everybody
I
know
would
one
do
of
it.
those,
And that's
yeah.
and I would did his voice, and I got the part
Yeah.
against a bunch of 10-year-old actual little fat boys.
Okay.
Wow.
Making fun
How
of my
old were you?
nephew.
How old were you at the point? At that time?
Grown,
Okay. All right.
man, grown woman.
I appreciate. My bad. I
I
apologize.
excuse him.
No,
Yeah,
that's okay. No, I am grown. I'm really a grown woman.
Yeah.
You know, there was
You
a
look young.
Thank
you look
you.
very young.
Do you
thank
do
you,
you
but I'm an
enjoy?
OG.
Yeah.
I'm an OG. I like my OG gangster. Yeah.
Talk your
Long
talk.
as I
Talk
can
your
keep
talk.
working
Yeah.
and doing. And I like encouraging a lot of young people.
Yeah.
Like especially like a lot of the young girls out here like to like you don't have to just make try to be the next video vixen.
Yeah.
Or it's not just about, your fake boobs, your fake things. Like, be more creative than that. Like, make it more interesting. Make it your voice, your talent, your brain.
Do something more.
It's a lot of guys out there that would be attracted to you more than just for fake boobs and a fake butt.
You can do that
and all of
anywhere.
that. Like,
anywhere.
you need to stimulate them mentally.
And give them something
Keep
more,
them interested.
Do you have any
Right?
encouraging words for young black men?
Of
Like
course,
myself?
too. You also got to keep it interesting and use your brain like y'all are doing this podcast right now.
Yeah.
This I'm impressed with. I'm really fly. I love that. I love seeing go black man. I love
Hold
seeing
it
y'all.
down.
That y'all are doing that. You be, going the entrepreneur route.
Yeah.
And y'all seem educated.
We are.
As well.
Yeah.
We are.
I could just tell.
Yeah,
Because
thank you.
you got
Thank
it's
you.
all in your DNA,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
it's
Kendrick
definitely
Lamar
in
said,
our DNA.
in my
Yeah.
DNA,
Well,
the
it's in my
brilliance
DNA.
is there.
I got that.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Which I'm going to see him next week.
Next
right?
week?
Yeah,
To
at
chill
the,
or
at the
concert?
Prudential. No, the
okay.
Prudential.
Oh,
My
okay.
nephew, for his 14th birthday, I'm gonna take him to see Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, that's
You know,
dope.
down there.
You like,
I'm
you
a
like,
good
you like
auntie.
90s hip hop more than current hip hop?
Huh?
You like 90s hip hop more than current hip hop, or current more than old school?
Of course, I like 90s hip hop better because that was my genre.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was me all day. But I do like some of the current hip hop, just some of it.
Just some of it. You say
Some of
that
it.
very precise, like just some of it. Like
Some of it, all of it, I can't get with because, and it's just like, I don't like, I like individuality. I don't like everybody that sounds like
same.
everybody else.
Yeah.
I understand
Because
that.
it gets boring after a while.
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
does.
I like the people who could come out and with their own thing. Like, I like Chance the Rapper. I
Yeah.
love him.
Yeah.
One of my favorites too.
I love Kendrick, like I said.
Okay.
I'm a big Sean fan, too.
You want to hear
I
some
like-
words?
That's
It
his
sounds
guy
like you
right
wanna
here.
hear
Yeah,
some
that's
words.
me. Yeah, me too. I do too. I like it. It makes me laugh. Like when I'm mad, and like right now, I'm in the politics right now in the
Okay.
city of Newark.
Yeah.
Okay.
I work for the mayor's office in the city
Oh,
of Newark,
really?
trying
okay.
to develop a lot of things for not only young people. Matter of fact, they're doing this thing called Newark Kids Rock tomorrow down there
Yeah.
Okay.
in the city of Newark, showcasing all talents, stuff like y'all are doing like this.
Oh, nice, yeah.
It's a whole big event that I'm helping out with to give the youngins like y'all a platform to do your thing.
To work on.
With entrepreneurship, talent.
Yeah.
Whatever you got, come out there to Newark Kids Rock and
Okay.
rock it out.
Are you from the
know.
Newark area originally? Or
I
no?
am.
Yeah, you
Oh,
are.
I
Oh,
just-
you learned
yeah,
something new.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Brick City.
Hey,
Shout out to Brick
represent. What
Yep.
Future say? Represent.
Yeah,
gotta represent.
I am.
Wow, that's
I
all
do.
right. So we learned
And
some-
I've known Bob
Yeah.
a long time too. Like we actually met when I was doing a play. I used to do theater
Okay.
with John Amos. Y'all probably don't know him,
I know
but
John Amos.
the daddy on
Yeah.
Good Times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
Times.
Yeah.
Right?
That's my show.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when Bob Sumner and I originally met. Like we
Okay.
were youngins like y'all, just
Yeah.
trying to make it. And then I ended up getting a record deal. I was a rapper, believe it or
Wow.
not, in
You
the
do it
90s at
all.
one time.
You do it all.
See?
Yeah,
That's the one we
that
ain't know.
parlayed into acting and voiceovers.
Yeah.
And I was the announcer for McDonald's for 10 years. And you just do it. And now I'm in politics. And
Wow.
You
What's
know.
next, right? This is like you're the Black Barbie.
Yeah, I am. Because
Fabulous.
that's what Black queens do.
Uh-huh.
Shout
Yeah,
out,
talk
shout
that
out.
talk.
Yes.
It's all about that
Right.
melanin, baby.
That's right, that
No, no,
melanin.
no, no.
Look
Stay
at all
talking
look
about
at
that
all
melanin.
Y'all don't know. Y'all might not be able to see this, or y'all can't see it.
Yeah, we
They
can see
see
it.
this too?
Yeah, we can see it too.
So they see all this beautiful black melanin right here, right?
Yeah.
3
Yep,
of them.
yep.
3 different flavors.
Yeah.
All
And you just
right.
make us look even better.
And they just-
You the full flavor.
You make it
I'm
all
the,
pop.
I'm the
Full
woman.
flavor.
I'm representing the femme part.
Hold it down.
But I gotta get ready to go
Yeah,
play
you gotta
the
go
game.
play. You
gotta
guys
go
Because
play.
I'm getting ready to bust my husband's ass.
Oh,
talk.
okay.
You gotta get the whole
Talk your
game,
talk.
too.
Right, right.
All right.
I am.
All right.
All right, it was nice talking to you.
Nice
Nice
talking
talking
to
to
y'all
having you
too.
on.
Oh, you too.
Really? Okay.
I wish y'all the best with that.
Thank you.
thank
Hope
you.
black men rock too.
know.
Yeah.
Hey.
Black lives matter. Bye.
Bye-bye. And this is Mouth Talk.
Hey.
What's up? Yeah. So,
Tell 'em.
Mr. Shaw said you were a comedian.
I am.
Can you actually introduce yourself for us?
Okay.
Because
Now, am I looking? What,
you
does
can
that-
talk to
okay.
us.
yeah,
yeah.
Those are young
All right,
over
I'll
there.
talk to you
Yeah.
guys.
Talk to us.
I'm comedian G.L. Douglas,
Okay.
and I'm
Okay.
known as the good girl of comedy. I'm actually originally from Roselle, New Jersey.
Really?
That's my
Hey,
hometown.
that's
What's up?
Oh, wow.
Tell us
Yes, Abraham Clark, class of '96.
Oh,
Yeah. You know what? Don't even.
JK.
Class
Yeah,
of
right.
13, really?
Give me
Oh
the
my
stat.
goodness. Yes.
Does
so-
it take a lot of confidence to be on stage, being a comic in front of everyone? I'm sorry to interrupt
go ahead.
Because personally, I've been thinking about it. I think sometimes I'm pretty humorous and I can get up there and talk in front of all the people.
Right.
But then the nerves get to me and I'm like, would they react to me the way I want them to?
Yeah.
Right.
You definitely get a few boos.
Couple boos.
Silence.
So my question is, is it hard to make it past that barrier to talk to a group of people?
It is. I'm going to be honest with you because people always tell me when they find out I do comedy, the first thing they say, you know what? Everybody tell me I should be doing comedy because I'm funny. Yeah. And my reaction to them is just do it. Do it one good time. Yeah. Because I'm going to tell you something. Comedy is instant. You don't have to guess. You don't have to wonder if people like you, if they feel you going to get your answer right there. Okay. So either way, you're going to get on stage and you're going to love it. You're going to be like, yes. It's going to be like a drug. You're going to want to get that feeling. Yeah. Or you're going to be like, I'm never doing this ever again, and like this is terrible, get me off in 5 minutes feels like an eternity.
Yeah. Do you have any like crazy stories being a comedian or like being in the rooms with certain comedians or something like that?
Oh my gosh, yes I do. I'm gonna tell you, I think the night that I feel like I actually really became funny because it's one thing when you first get in it, I was like, oh, this is just something to do for fun. But as you grow and you develop and you hone your craft, you begin to find out who you are, your voice. And I always tell people, stay true to who you are and be your authentic self on stage. Then people, because your job as a comedian is to draw people into your world and not you try to get into theirs. I'm going to give you, so I'm a clean comic. Like, so.
You don't do no cursing, none of that?
Really curse, that's not who I am. So, I'm not going to get on stage and try to be who I'm not.
That makes sense.
One night, I went out with one of my good friends. He was like, G, just come with me to this room. It was in Newark. Dark, desolate, I'm saying. I'm like scared out of my mind. Like, we literally had to walk up a fire escape to get to the room. Wow. We walk in, all the rooms painted black, and either why this is the clientele, either why they on their way to jail or they just got out. That's all that's in there. You instantly catch a contact because it's smoke filled with weed, and it's like just these thug people. And clearly, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not supposed to be here. So I wasn't planning on performing. I was just going to support my friend. So the comedian that was hosting it, we had kind of got to a little something a couple of weeks prior, so I think he was trying to be funny, and he was like, GL, you want a couple of minutes? And as a comedian, that's kind of like somebody challenging you. So I couldn't be like, no. So I was like, So mind you, everybody going up before me, they dying like flies. Dying. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm preparing myself to take my L, or whatever. So I get up there and I had my purse like in my arm, and I just stood there for like a couple of seconds just looking at them, and I was like, clearly I'm not supposed to be here. I don't belong here. They started cracking up because they knew
it's real.
I was uncomfortable. I don't look like you, don't talk. And then I was like, and at that time I was living in Broadway. I was like, I'm from Broadway. I know many of you know where that is because you either I just left there or you're on your way there because Broadway prison. So they got
that.
And then I just started talking, and I was like, thank you for the contact. I didn't have to buy weed tonight because you gracious people have filled this room. And I just went on, and then by the time I finished, they gave me like a standing ovation. And they was like, yo, Ma, when you coming back, yo, you funny as I'm like, never.
It was straight improv?
Yes,
like,
straight
top?
That's funny.
Great.
Right, because I was just talking about me and being me and talking about what kind of comedy I do. And that's what I'm talking about, being yourself.
Do you feel like it's a certain clout you have to have? Because I feel like some people, they're hilarious, but because nobody know who they are, they're like, I'm not going to laugh. Like, you know what I'm talking about? It's like, oh, that's not such and such, so it's not funny. So I go back to thinking like, okay, you seen Kevin Hart in like 2007, but you ain't laugh till 2012. So it's like, is that a big thing? Is that a thing? Like,
I think when you don't have a name, you definitely have to work harder. Like, but funny is funny. Now, what I have seen is people that got names, they may not be that funny, but they're gonna get a reaction just because of who they are. You know, like in fact, a couple of weeks ago, I do a lot of college shows, and I hired this guy from Wild 'N Out. Now I don't watch Wild 'N Out. I don't know anybody from Wild. I don't know the cast, but they wanted somebody from Wild 'N Out. So oh my God, it's a white guy, and like the kids went crazy.
Yeah.
When
When
they
he
say
was
Jacob. Yeah. Like they went
Okay.
crazy. And like I'm like, and then like to me, I mean it's okay,
It was all
but
right.
it's
Yeah.
a different kind of comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they gave him a lot of love because they're like, oh, he's from Wildin'
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Whereas I had to like pull teeth and like do cartwheels and
Yeah,
stuff to
put
get them to laugh.
react,
You know,
okay.
but
funny is funny. So
Yeah.
they still if
Who's one of
Yeah.
your favorite comedians out there? And do you specifically watch some like or look out for like the clean comics like yourself, or is it like whatever?
I like comedy, period.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not prudish. It's not like, oh, I can't listen to that.
Yeah.
It's just that for me, that's
not who
just
you
not what I wanted to do.
Preferably.
And plus, I'm a school teacher, too.
Oh,
so,
really?
yeah. I
Okay.
teach in Jersey
English.
City.
Oh, I
I
never.
teach second grade this
Oh,
year. So,
aight,
that was
aight.
like important to me.
Yeah.
You know, but
you don't want your kids looking you up.
Right,
like,
exactly.
"And this,
And they do. Once they find out I do comedy, they've been on my website.
Yeah.
They've done
Tell
like
us some jokes. Tell us some jokes.
I know, and I'm like, no. How about
Do your time
do your
savings.
work?
Wait till you
You know,
18.
exactly. So, but some of my favorite comedians are, like you said, people that people don't even really like. They're up and coming, like Marshall Brandon and Freddie Ricks, and these are people that like I know them because
Yeah.
I work with them, and I'm a fan. And like as I watch. And we work together. I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? Like Smokey Suarez, I think Smokey's out there.
Yeah.
or whatever. So,
Why you not playing out here?
because that's
Get
you
your
know, you
swing
stay
on.
in your
Get
lane.
your swing on.
I know exactly. I stay in my lane.
Yeah.
And I
It keeps
Nah,
moving.
yeah.
no. Do they have females out there? Are they
Yeah,
playing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Could've got
I
up
would
in
have
it
put on a uniform and like
Yeah,
look
right.
cute,
and just
but
chilled in it.
yeah, that's
I think
it.
there's a couple people up in there just chilling up in the uniform.
I could have been the cheerleader. They ain't asked me to cheer. I could have put on a mini skirt
Next year,
and did a
next year.
cartwheel. Shoot.
Well, all
Yeah.
right.
Hey,
We're gonna let you get back to
that.
watching the game. We
Okay.
appreciate you spending your time with us.
Oh
Yeah.
no, thank y'all for having me. It's a
Anytime.
pleasure.
Can you shout us out as Mild Talk?
I sure will. Mal Talk, like let me do
Podcast
it
to
right.
watch.
Podcast to watch. Mal Talk. I'll definitely hit y'all on social media and everything like
Where
that.
can they find
So
Much
you?
love.
Are you on social media or
I
no?
am
Yeah.
comedian GL Douglas. GL Douglas.
All right.
That's me.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
Okay.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
so
Appreciate
much.
you coming
you.
on.
Thank you.
Are you listening?
Yeah, we on with
Good,
Bob
and we're
Sumner.
back yet again. But right now we got Bob Sumner. Tell us about yourself.
Well,
Do I have to really tell you
you
about
don't
it?
have to
No,
tell us.
Hey, I'm Bob Sumner. How
But
you doing,
we
fam?
know.
But you know what? We are very interested in finding out because we know it's a documentary going on about you.
Well, there's a whole lot going on
It's a
right
whole
now.
lot.
We
It's
at
a whole
your
lot of
softball
celebrity
game.
basketball.
You know, this is all about unity in the community.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
want to
sir.
know about me? This is about
This
me.
is about you.
This is about me.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, I come from a village, and this is my village.
Yeah, I feel
But
you.
more so, my village extends. It extends from Roselle
Yeah.
to Seton Hall University.
Yeah.
Yes, I am college educated.
Yeah.
And it's all about Hollywood right now. Some
Yeah.
of the biggest names in Hollywood came through my tree.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and my tree started with Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
And Russell brought me on after leaving Seton Hall University.
Wow.
And then I just started working on this little show called Russell Simmons Def Comedy Jam.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that
And
happen though? How
we
did
were
you get
able
in with
to launch,
Russell?
huh?
How did you get in contact with Russell? How did he like find you?
Well, basically, I was known as like one of the top DJs in like the New Jersey area.
Really?
And it led me to a job at Def Jam Records.
Nice.
But I was also moonlighting doing comedy, you know, in clubs around Newark and East Orange.
Okay.
And it led to Def Comedy Jam.
Okay.
And that's when I was able to
Yeah.
show America the Martin Lawrences, the Dave Chappelles, the Kevin Harts,
Yeah.
you know, the list goes on and on.
Okay.
Yeah, we were talking to Michele earlier, and she was telling us about how you guys met up, and she was like, you guys are both young, doing your thing on the scene, and it seems like everybody we talk to, they just have so much love for you, and it's like, yeah, Bob's this, Bob's that, you know. So,
Well, I mean, that's all about, you know, when I was a kid, I was raised the right way.
Yeah.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, I was raised in a barbershop.
really,
Hollywood barbershop. Hollywood, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
But I was raised on St. George Avenue in Linden at a barbershop called Hollywood,
Wow.
which was next to a bar called the VT, the Victory Tavern.
Okay.
So what happened with that was I was able to get knowledge from a barbershop in a bar
Okay.
in Linden.
Okay.
But then when I went to Roselle, I was raised in a laundromat.
Oh, okay.
Next to a bar. The Omega, the Omega Lounge, the ENS. My grandfather had the barbershop. I mean, my grandfather had the laundromat, as my father had the barbershop, which is now owned by my nephew and my brother.
Wow.
So it's like a family thing.
Yeah.
So I was always told that I could walk with kings and queens, but never lose the common touch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I try to instill into my nieces and nephews. Say hello, everybody.
What's up?
Myla.
Hi, Myra.
Adriana.
Hi, Adriana.
Hey, Kiara.
Hey, Kiara.
They are scholar athletes.
Yeah.
And they're actresses.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all part of the art. So,
Okay.
You know, this is what
Runs
we're
in the
doing
blood.
right now. It's
Yeah.
all
Blood.
over the blood. Blood and Crip. You know?
You know where we at?
Yeah.
Do you have any like crazy stories? Anything?
Because there's a
you
lot
would-
of
Let me
lot of
just
people
go.
can't do
I
Def
have a
Jam.
lot of stories, right?
Yeah.
But if you pick up Kevin Hart's book,
Yeah.
Yeah.
read
look,
Kevin Hart's book,
we-
and you will read a very interesting story
About
Kevin and I.
Okay.
Or you can go to Google.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And I'm all over that.
Yeah.
And there's so many different stories. Mike Epps has a lot of stories.
Yeah.
We are actually getting ready to have the Def Comedy Jam 25th anniversary on
Wow.
Netflix.
Really?
So on that show, we have Martin Lawrence,
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle,
Yeah.
Wow.
a tribute to Bernie Mac,
Wow.
you know,
Nice.
Fallen
Gotcha.
Soldiers, Cedric the Entertainer, Jamie Foxx,
Wow.
Kevin Hart. Everybody's going to be
Yeah.
September 10th in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Nice. Why do you
So-
think? Why do you think we don't have anything like Def Comedy Jam or Comic View like we did in the past?
Because I got the formula and nobody's touching
like, nobody touched
However, we
That's-
do. I have a new TV show coming to True TV.
Okay.
You know, that's the same network as Impractical Jokers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I have a brand called Laff Mobb. Okay, and Laff Mobb is really the next generation of Def Comedy Jam because,
Yeah.
like I said, I have the formula just like Colonel Sanders, FKFC,
Yeah, you got-
and they have McDonald's
Yeah.
and all that. I
Popeyes.
have Laff Mobb, and the acronym for Laff Mobb
Okay.
is more of Bob's best. MOBB,
Mm-hmm.
more of Bob's best. Yeah, you like that? Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, like, my new TV show
Yeah.
is going to change the game like Def Comedy Jam did 25 years
Okay.
ago, but it'll be part of your generation.
How
so,
do you-
so hold on.
Okay,
hold
talk,
on,
talk,
man.
talk, talk,
I
talk.
see what you're saying, but yeah, we're going to talk about how to do this too.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
CO,
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
like that.
CO10, Seton Hall University. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
the show is going to be like, you take a song, you take the song and you turn it into a music video.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking jokes and turning them into comedy videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be like really, really cool where you see the comedian tell the joke and then it'll segue into the video.
And everything's
my
there.
host is Cypher Sounds
Oh,
from
okay.
Hot 97. So
Okay.
we're like, I bought the Bronx to Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Which they're gonna
yeah, it's gonna be real
the
hot.
love.
You want that? Somebody
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to
yeah,
ask
that
me
question.
something.
Oh, honestly, it flew over my head, man. Because I'm just
You
giving
got
you words
zoomed,
right
you got
now.
toned in.
Now listen to this. See, I'm giving you some little tidbits.
Yeah, the gems.
If you watch Fallon,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kimmel,
Yeah.
or Colbert,
Yeah.
Okay.
they have cheat sheets.
Right.
Oh,
in
yeah,
front
So
of me.
that way they don't never forget what they getting ready to say.
Ah.
So start getting you some cheat sheets.
I need a little more training.
Yeah, no, we be good,
Just
yo,
a tiny bit
because
more.
this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's why I'm about giving it back up to my community.
Okay. Yeah.
So if we got to get some training
Yeah.
into how to do this and bring some people in, like, you know, I have Bodie from The Wire. He's
Okay.
here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you can sit down with him. You can sit down with Tobias from Empire.
we sat down with
all
him,
these
yeah.
guys
Yeah.
are here for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So you work with like a lot of like legendary comedians. I feel like. Do you think anybody now, comics like coming up, are like on the path to be to where Def Comedy Jam and like those Bernie
I told you
Mac,
I had
Martin
the family,
Lawrence?
fam.
Yeah,
But do you
I
have-
had the
do you
formula.
have those
Nobody-
comedians in
Yo,
mind?
it's
Do you have
the
those
same.
comedians
It's
in
the-
mind?
Let me tell you this. I did a documentary called Why We Laugh. I don't know if
Yeah.
you ever saw that. So they was asking these different questions.
Uh-huh.
And one of the questions was, can Def Comedy Jam happen again?
Yeah.
Back, I'm into sports,
Yeah.
especially basketball.
Yeah.
There was a guy named Dr. J. Nobody ever thought that there could be another Dr. J.
Yeah.
Then there was a guy named Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Nobody ever thought that there could be another Michael Jordan.
yeah.
LeBron.
I'm not sure if there could ever be another Michael Jordan either. But Kobe Bryant has come close. LeBron James. I feel the same way with stand-up comedy. You had Richard Pryor, then you had Eddie Murphy, then you had the Kings of Comedy. Now you have Kevin Hart, Chappelle. So yes, it can be done.
It can
Smokey Suarez is out here right now, as well as Brandon Hot Sauce Glover, who's on my new show. He's out of St. Louis. He's going to be a big star. It's out here.
That's all I have.
You had it? All right, well, I just wanted to ask you more about, like, as far as community work, because you're deep in the community. You're always doing something for the community. Every time, like, I hear about you from Coach Shaw, Pops, he's always talking about how great of a guy you are, what you're doing for the community. Is there any other stuff that you have planned for the community coming up that you might want to?
There's plenty of things that I have that I would like to do with the community, and one thing in particular. This might sound crazy, but this was something that just happened to me the other day. I was over here on Rivington Street. Right? I like to pray at that cross over there. So I'm over there, and there's a hill, and I saw this kid on a skateboard. But he wasn't standing on the skateboard. He was laying on the skateboard, coming down the hill. Know what it reminded me of?
What?
When I was 8, 9 years old, my friend's dad, Charles Franklin, he had us build these like soapbox derbies, and I have to share this with Coach Shaw. They build their little, like, you take you go to a supermarket and you get the wheels and stuff. You get some 2x4s and you make yourself with some ropes. You make yourself a little car. And we had little races and contests coming down the hill. We could do that with the kids. At who's going to make the baddest, the nicest thing. And then we could have, like, take donations and stuff like that. So that's something that I really want to talk about. And then the other thing is I love bringing, like, live music. Different ways to bring live music. Maybe some talent shows. I mean,
something to get the community involved.
Maybe an actors workshop. Coach Shaw's son is doing his thing right now. So maybe we can open up some more doors for things like that. I told you, my nieces, they all act. You should see the monologues that they do.
Wow.
And
it's
you
good
should
to
see
get
them on the track. I mean, they're awesome.
How old are you guys?
I'm 9.
You 9? You 9 and you doing the acting? How old are you guys?
We just turned 11.
You got them going.
Oh wow, young.
Oh wow.
So they just turned 11.
On young. Do you feel like it's better to get people going towards young? Because I know sometimes they're like, mentally they're not ready to keep doing all of that stuff.
Nah, man, we gotta build it from the beginning.
You know what
I mean? It's like a seed, and it just blossoms. And these are my roses.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck to y'all three. Thank you, Mr. Sumner.
Say thank you.
We should be seeing y'all on TV in like a year or so, right?
Thank you.
Thank
no
you,
problem.
And keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, we appreciate you, Bob, for
Love
real.
is, baby.
Mile Talk and Mr. Sumner.
Are you listening?
And we are back on Mile Talk. You know how we do. We got another guest.
Yes.
JD Williams.
What's up? Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate that.
Thanks for coming on. We appreciate this for real.
We out here enjoying the day. It's a nice day. We down a little bit right now.
How you doing out there, though?
Well, we down a little bit, but I hope we can come back. It's all in
How
fun.
the connection with Bob come into play?
I mean, it's just, proximity thing. Being in, I'm from Newark. So, Bob is a big man when it comes to, in business, comedy, Def Comedy Jam, all the way up to now. Him doing his thing. So, just respecting him, just out of name, and then getting into the industry I got into, you end up crossing wires, and then with the mutual respect, y'all build on that. So me and Bob, like I said, we've been crossing paths for years, a decade or more. So I'm just glad he comfortable enough to reach out and have us come through.
That's what's up. What do you have going on right now?
Same thing I've been doing, thankfully the last 20. Just work. Right now, the newest thing that I guess anybody would have a chance to catch would be Saints and Sinners. It's on Bounce TV. What's up, brother, man? We about to do the 3rd season, so be looking for that probably in January or something like that. But we about to start recording the 3rd season of that. If you didn't catch me in the night of course, people see me in the Eyes and the Wire. I'm making some of my own projects, so there's a lot that's floating around. So cool. I'm trying to get more behind the scenes now than in front of the scenes, because I always been a writer. So, and I've always directed a little bit here and there, but I'm just trying to get more established.
So you trying to move out of the acting scene completely, or just
not completely. It all kind of goes together, especially when you're a certain type of person, you got to kind of start making your own characters and your own stories.
Yeah.
And if you're blessed to have the resources and the ability to do that, I think that, you know, it'd be good to do that. You know, I got stories and stuff that I want to tell that, you know, I'm pretty sure other people want other people to do. I got my own stories that I want to tell. So, you know.
How was it working like with The Wire? Because I know that's like one of people's like top shows of all time, and like now it's like
that was my first ever series I ever watched.
Oh man,
that's like one of like the first ones that like really started those nice long hour series.
I mean, it was great. HBO, I've been working with HBO since I was like 18. So HBO, you know, that what they work on is a lot of artistry, and they try to work on quality. You know, so. You know, with the actors that were there, they were quality actors. The writers were quality writers. The directors were quality directors.
Yeah.
So really, I just looked at it like undergraduate school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when I did Oz right out of high school, I went to college for a little while, but you know, working got a little bit busy. So I looked at doing that first TV show as college, and then anything subsequent to that, I looked at like, you know, undergraduate and learning more.
That's a good way to look at it.
So it's always a learning process, but I know I understood the caliber of actors and people that I was working with while I was doing The Wire.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, did you know it was going to be that like iconic when you were doing it? Like, you had guys like Idris Elba.
I mean, I had
an
idea.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's HBO first off, and like I said, I already was with them from a certain age, so I know they was putting together something big, you know, special. And then like I heard of the other couple of the other names that was floating around. So you know, and a lot of the names I didn't know because a lot of those people you wouldn't know.
That was like one of like the biggest ones. Yeah,
you know? But like the biggest name that when The Wire came out, like, and this is somebody that's probably too old for y'all to even know who it is, but my man who played Cochise in Cooley High. You know what I'm saying? He was the mayor. You know, he was the mayor. And you know, there's a lot of people in there that I'm like, wow, these are vets that's in here.
Yeah.
And then other people came out, you know, so it was a new class coming in, but. You know, a lot of the shows that Oz, HBO did had a lot of that going on. Like, if you look at Oz, a lot of people came up out of Oz that got to be popular after that. Like Harold Perrineau and Adewale. And, you know, a lot of people came up out of that. So.
All right, real quick. You know how, like, you're performing, right? And you get nervous. If you're on set, do you get nervous? Because there's nobody really, you know, you got the cast, everybody. It's not really a nerve thing, or is this?
Nah, not really.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I started in theater.
Okay.
I never really got nervous before going on stage, but except for that 1 second right before you step out, that was me. I'll be cool, and then but once you're out there, all that goes away.
Yeah.
So
that's
when
like
you're doing film or video or television or whatever, it's even less pressure because, you know, you can make a mistake and they can stop and they can start all over.
I mean, you don't never gotta see you gotta kiss a girl. You're like, dang, I hope I nail this kiss.
Nah. If anything, I get nervous. Like if I'm up against an actor I really respect, and I want to probably, you know, do my thing and make sure that they feel me.
Yeah.
So something like that, I might, you know, feel a little competitive nervousness, but other than that, nah, man, you just go out there, you just do it, you know, knock it out, because really you ain't supposed to be thinking like you in the first place.
Yeah.
So whatever you feeling in the real world is supposed to not even supposed to
transfer over. Okay.
You know?
All right.
Word.
Yeah.
Got any questions? You got any more questions?
You honestly just want to know how you did it, because me personally, I'm trying to make it there myself. I love the platform you're on. I love everything you're doing, and I just want to make it there one day. Like, and I don't know exactly where to start.
Well,
but now we got shit like Instagram and YouTube that it wasn't really back there like that back then.
Well, now you know you can use all of those things now.
Yeah.
So like I seen people. All right, well, just to get more specific, just for the first part of your question.
Yeah.
I usually tell people, you know, the first thing to do would be get like something like the backstage paper, not back page, backstage paper, or the Ross Reports. That's a magazine that come out like 3-4 times a year, and that has a list of all of the agents. But you know, you could Google it if you want. So I'm pretty sure it's on the internet. But you take digital, get your headshots, take pictures of yourself, mail them into these casting agencies and talent agencies once a month. Go up there if you have to and drop your picture off in person. Because a lot of times, it's, like they say, it's about who you know. So if they get used to seeing you come up all the time, and they like, heck, I see that kid every 2 months or whatever. You might be in the casting director's head like, oh, that looks like that kid that comes in. Should say to the secretary, next time that kid comes in, you know, so the physical part of it is putting yourself out there for the agents to get to know you. So you got to make yourself available that way. But beyond that, like you said, you got all these tools right here that you could just, you know, if you write, if you got camera work, or if you know people that do one or the other, you can get with them and make your own stuff. If you do impressions, do a video, or you doing all your impressions real quick, back to back, boom, boom, boom. You know, but then as far as the pursuit of the acting, what you was getting at before, I tell people all the time, you got to be persistent and consistent.
Okay.
So you got to not only keep hitting the same spot, but you got to hit the same spot the same way every time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if that sounds dirty, but
No,
it's how it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you got to keep hitting that same spot the same way every time because eventually
it's gonna pop.
Yeah, you're gonna wear through it. So
hey, man,
that's the main thing.
Councilman.
What's up, brother, man? All right, how you doing? You know. That's the main thing I tell people, and that'll apply to anything.
Yeah.
But especially with the acting, because all of those pennies, they add up.
Yeah.
You know, so just keep doing the same thing. Make it a routine. You gotta live it. You gotta really, that be what you do.
Yeah.
You know, some people be trying to do one thing and trying to do the other thing. Sometimes you gotta say no. This is what I am.
You do that,
I'm an actor. Like I went to Arts High School in North.
Okay.
So if I know singing, I know.
Wait, where you from?
I'm from Brick City. I'm from North.
Yeah, okay.
Grafton Avenue, GAP. What up?
So,
coming from the art high school, like you had people that would sing.
Yeah.
But singers, they sing every day.
Yeah.
All day.
All day.
They might sing everything, anything. But that's also training for their life. That gives them a reflex. That it's like a fighter. You fight and you learn how to throw that punch. That combo gonna come out without you thinking about it. So whatever it is you do, if it's numbers, you do numbers in your head all the time.
Yeah.
You act. Like I read a lot.
Yeah.
A whole lot. So that's my thing. And that gives me more perspective in my head that I like to train myself with in that
And it
regard.
helps with writing too. That helps
You know
with
what I'm saying?
writing
Yeah, writing and also So whatever you do, you got to train yourself at it constantly, and really be make it you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, you got to make it you.
all right. I respect that.
That's a gem. You just dropped a lot of gems. You're gonna drop a bomb at the end of
All
that.
right, I got you. Boom. That's how we do it.
All right.
Brick City all day. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate Jersey. I love the hood.
Word,
I like to
man.
see young brothers out here doing their thing.
Thank you.
That's one of the things that a lot of people don't do. We don't use the technology to the best of our ability, and we use it for idiocy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times. So it's good to see brothers putting up, something positive and good energy into it and building something. And so, I'm here to
Appreciate
support y'all. Y'all should know that.
Hey, I
Mild
appreciate
Talk.
that for
Mild
real.
Talk.
Can you shout out Mild
Nice
Talk
talking
for
to
us?
you, bro.
It's the Mild Talk. That's the name of the podcast.
Mild Talk Podcast.
Oh, no doubt. You already know what it is. Mild Talk Podcast. It's your boy Brick City, JD Williams. Y'all know how we doing it all day, every day. Make sure y'all tune in.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey, I appreciate you coming on for real. We on. It's cool. It's all cool. We good.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry for the technical delays.
Nah, it's all good, man.
Hey, man. How you doing today at the celebrity baseball game?
Good, man, good. I'm mad that I struck out my first time ever swinging. I'm glad you told me to swing at that first one, too.
Yeah, dang.
Nah. It's all good. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, man.
We getting you up next. We getting you up next. It's a podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Yeah, so it was cool, man.
Yeah.
It was cool. I just struck out my first time, but my second time I got me some base hits. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You got lucky.
Yeah, it wasn't luck.
It
Ain't
wasn't
no such
luck.
thing.
So baseball, not
Alright.
your sport, is what you're saying.
See, the thing is this. If you think something is lucky, I think that you think that it wasn't really possible to happen. That's why it's lucky.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to believe it's definitely possible.
See, I need that positive talk in my day, every life.
Every
Like,
day.
write a book.
Right? Oh, yeah. I got something. I'm going to give it
Start
to
a
you.
vlog
Follow
or
me.
something. I'll just watch the video every morning. Fuck all that.
I got one on the gram. You can follow me. When you follow me on the gram, I got some nice positive inspiration for the youth.
What's your name? What's your name on the gram?
Yeah.
What's your name on the gram for people that don't know? What's your name on the gram?
I'm Jermel Howard on the gram.
Let's go.
JermelHoward. Jermel Howard.
Word.
That's Instagram, Twitter, and all that good stuff. Snapchat and everything.
I know they probably see you, after you done shot up.
Yeah. People see me chasing Tariq around. I got a lot of memes sent to me now, like when brains catch Tariq. So make sure you watching Power tomorrow and see what happens when I catch Tariq.
That's funny as hell.
You got any spoilers?
He did that shit. He did it. He was fuck.
50 said I did that shit.
How you get that role though? How you get that role? How that come about?
Courtney Kemp, they called me to come read. The executive producer, she called me to come read, and she said they was watching because I'm on Luke Cage, the Marvel superhero. I'm Shamik from Luke Cage. Make sure y'all watch Luke Cage too.
Wow. Luke Cage.
And so when she seen that, she brought me in for a read, and it, everything meshed.
Just
worked out.
Yeah.
Did you work close with 50 at all or nah?
Did I work close?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got real close. Yeah, we worked together for weeks together.
Tell him put the MTM shirt we gave him last week. We seen him. We gave him an MTM shirt.
Right.
Tell him throw that thing on.
Throw it on.
Well, how was that though? Working with like such a big name in 50 and also a big show in Power.
Oh man, 50 is cool, man, because everything that I watched a lot before I got on the show.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of his interviews and stuff. So before I got on the show, so when I got there, I seen that he's actually a lot like he's not playing. Like he's really an intelligent dude that knows his business.
Yeah.
So when you around him, you just soaking up information.
Yeah.
And getting good insight. And it was one time I asked him, I gave him one of my ideas and asked him what he thought.
Yeah.
And I kind of like imitated him. Laughed and shit. But he was like, yeah, it's good because I think the marketing it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a crazy impersonation.
It's power. It's power. My boy though, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to 50, 5-0. But the movement is dope, man. To be on a show that especially a show that I love so much. Like that's one of my favorite shows. That and Game of Thrones is my favorite show.
Game of Thrones,
You know what I'm saying?
50 been shitting on Game of Thrones though.
Yeah, but he liked it though. That's it. He liked it.
Oh, that's funny.
Did he release them unreleased videos?
Them leaked videos.
Well, you could go on the internet and see what he said. He said something about it. I ain't gonna say
Yeah. He says.
You go on the internet. He mentioned something about it.
Does that affect anything with you, as far as like being inside of those episodes? Any of the actors? Does that really affect you guys? Does it
the leak?
do any?
No. The
leaks
leak
don't affect nothing.
What it is that only thing it affects is the brand Power's relationship with the network stars.
Yeah. Okay.
So it didn't affect the actors at all. At the end of the day, it's you look at it like we're union actors, so no matter what, we're gonna get our paper. And our contracts is solid.
Okay.
But the actual brand Power, where they move and what network they move on, that's the only thing that affects.
That might affect you. Okay. Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How long have you been working in acting and trying to get your foot in the door before like these most recent like opportunities you got like with Luke Cage and with Power? Like how long was you like grinding for?
I was working for about 10 years.
Yeah.
My first movie was The Brave One with Jodie Foster and Terrence Howard.
Okay.
And after that was the highest paid actress in the game at the time, Jodie Foster. And that was my first movie. So after that,
you probably like a whole different person.
What? Forget it. I had my hair was like yours.
Oh wow.
Oh really?
Long hair and everything. I had to cut it off and all that. But from Major Crimes on TNT, me and my boy Tobias over there did Person of Interest together.
You
know what I'm saying? We kidnapped the kids together on Person of Interest. So when I seen him, I was like, he was like, man, what else? Ain't see him in a long time.
Y'all make a joke like, yo, you trying to go kidnap some kids? Like,
we kidnapped the kids. So it's cool, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, just snowball.
Yeah.
When I cut my hair, right before I cut my hair, I did Orange is the New Black.
Okay.
I'm Janae Watson boyfriend, the track runner chick.
Yeah.
I'm the reason she in jail. I had a robbing check cashing places and all of that. But right after that, I cut my hair, and then the Marvel came. And, Power came, and now I'm working on Tales with Irv Gotti. So
that's what.
Do you think you have to like?
Okay. Yeah.
Do you think you have to like cut your hair like to get more roles and like get a cleaner image? You think that's important?
Yeah, I think they typecast you when you look like a certain way. So you're gonna get typecast. So what I did was I took the roles. You got to start from inside. So I took all the roles that wanted to typecast me to be the bad guy. Take all of those. And then cut your hair when you build your name up. You cut your hair, and then you get other opportunities available. And then you move like you want to move.
Okay.
Because I ultimately see myself like doing the character roles. Now that I've done a Marvel TV show. Now I'm in that Marvel family, so something come up, I can jump into. But they wasn't gonna hire me
with the dreads and all that.
Braids and cornrow. Marvel ain't gonna pick you like that.
Yeah, you need to.
When you get casted for something, do you become that character? Because I personally say all the time, like the Tupac movie, I feel like I would have been a better Tupac. I would have been driving around in a Humvee, fuck Biggie, fuck this.
Like nigga, I'm from the ghetto and I'm still here.
So I'm saying like.
So I'm in that movie too, by the way.
What?
So I play Mopreme Shakur, his brother. So I know you remember they was in the studio. Suge put the money down, and I was looking at him like, "Yo, Pop." I had a bald head though, but you do become. It's called method acting.
Yeah.
And it's a better way of acting because when you become the character, you no longer trying to act.
Yeah.
You like that. That's you.
That's you.
So
And it's more
in
real
order
for
to
the
do that,
viewers,
you
too.
got to find situations to pull from. Like Denzel said, I don't have a style. I just take a little from everybody, every situation. So that's the best way to do it. It's called method acting.
To do it kind of the best thing you could do for that. Okay, you don't ever lose your mind in the character. Like, yo, am I this?
I did.
guy?
No, in Luke Cage.
Oh.
In Luke Cage, when I shot the dude in the junkyard. You watch Luke Cage?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when I shot him in the junkyard, and I was like, yo, Shamik. He was like, yo, Shamik. I was like, yo, yeah. I kind of got lost in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't
like
even
you really
thinking
shot
about the
somebody.
word.
Well, yeah.
And the writer was like, yo, you channeled your inner Tupac from Juice in right now. I mean it. I just let it go. So it's good, man, when you get into that rhythm and you see, when you look back at it and you watch it, you see that rhythm that's actually the best form of acting. It's called method acting.
Yeah, can you give me something, give us something positive? Because before we started, you was definitely dropping the gems. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's really encouraging stuff people need to hear.
Absolutely. I think, like, right now for me, like, watching people come up, I think that the problem with a lot of the youth today with accomplishing something is just consistency.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people try 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Like my brother, for instance, one of my brothers, he tried something 4 times. I was trying to get him into something.
Yeah.
And he like, yo, it ain't working for me.
Yeah.
But
gave up,
my 4th time trying something, the 5th time I got it, and it was happened to be a huge film. You know what I'm saying? And if I was to listen to everybody, I wouldn't even went to that audition.
If you gave up,
everybody was like, yo, why you doing something that's a 50-50? It might not even. And I was like, you don't believe I'm gonna get it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all the time, So you got to believe in you, and you got to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely have to be committed, because once you start, you have to be like, I'm not finishing this until I get what I wanted to get out of this.
Yeah.
People be like, oh, it ain't gonna work. I don't fit.
Those
you
people
can't
that
be
drop
on it like
off,
that.
drop out right before they graduate college.
Right. Be in the 12th grade, like, this ain't for me. You in the
before
12th grade,
graduation,
Get it. Get your diploma.
Right.
I ain't ready for college.
Be consistent.
We drop out.
Be consistent, man. And if you're gonna start something, be 100 at it. Don't be 93 and think, I was 93. Ain't no such thing. You got to be 100 at it at all times, man. Yeah.
Dope.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah, man.
No, I'm done.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming
Absolutely.
on.
Appreciate y'all having me, man. Yeah.
Hope to see you next season on Power.
Yeah. Sunday, tomorrow. Watch Power. Make sure. It's your boy Jermel Howard, a.k.a. Brains from Power, a.k.a. Shamik from that Luke Cage Marvel show. And we watching Mild Talk Podcast. Mild Talk
Talk your
Podcast.
talk.
Hey. Talk that talk. You already know.
Hey, appreciate you.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.